unless you're from Earth. Anyways, we were hanging out with our partner Ed, and Ed thinks it's a magnificent structure, well out of reach for people like us. Just the first police in space. Why would you be able to afford a house? How we can move. Well, we're probably supposed to drive away, but I wonder if we ring the doorbell, what happens? Oh, don't tell me this is the wrong one. This might be the wrong save state. Oh, no. He said the same line.
Something? Come on in.
So we haven't forgotten anything. I was expecting Ed to say something like, why are we going back?
What can I do for you?
Well, can we get a little refresher here? Let's look at her face. You look like your mother when she was your age. At least it was Ed that said that, not us. It would be a little more creepy. So we should be able to leave.
We'll be leaving now, Karen.
Thanks for your time, Karen.
Oh, you're leaving? Okay. See you later.
So yeah, we're outside the Hojo's house. There was a little flash there.
That's right, because she was living here with her dad, even though she's like BBC News report, you know, news celebrity. She can't afford a house of her own.
Well, not with...
Sounds like DC.
I was say not with the previous generation, never retiring.
I guess not.
So we're heading to the BCCH, which is apparently where Hojo's people might be.
Yeah. I'm not crazy about hospitals or shots. I'm like Goku. At least we're not going to be in an ambulance. The ambulance. But if what he said about DDSs is true, might not have to worry about shots someday.
I wouldn't like that either.
Oh, why not?
One less excuse to avoid the doctor. A little less time with all the lovely nurses. I guess we had those backwards.
I guess something like that.
Let's make it a little easier to tell who's talking.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
They immediately moved.
Sat in silence the whole time.
This is Bianco Central Hospital, biggest hospital in the colony. Oh, no kidding.
Let's see what we can dig up on Mr. So-and-so.
Now, for the first several videos of this series, I didn't have audio, so not only could I not tell sort of from I was relying entirely on context clues. I have no idea how either of these voice actors sound for the tiny snippets that do get voice acted.
Yeah. Well, what we do know is it's the hospital sign.
Bianco Central Hospital, just like you said. I believed you. That's the kind of trust these two have.
What's this place look like?
I can't get over the size of this place. It's a little intimidating, but some women like it.
You won't find a better hospital here. Not just in terms of treatment facilities, but patient capacity, number of doctors and nurses. You name it. Alright, I suppose we should probably just go on inside. I don't think...
Why do we have to choose between going inside and driving? Why can't we do both?
Let's just drive inside.
Look at this place. How are we ever going to find someone who knows Hojo?
This is all we have. Let's just look around and see what happens. Alright, so we got some signs up here. It's a board for people waiting for appointments or medication. I came to the hospital just for some medicine. What? Run out of pills?
Yeah, I had an erection that lasted more than 4 hours.
Yeah, I guess I haven't streamed very much in a while, so a lot of people haven't seen many of my streams, but we're playing some old school Sega CD, or not Sega CD, Sega Saturn games. Doing so well earlier. This is what's his name? Koji.
Huh?
Oh, who's the director of this one?
Oh, Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima.
This
is a Kojima game.
This is Hideo Kojima, known pretty much just for the Metal Gear games in the States, but also did a number of point-and-click adventures that were pretty popular in Japan. but they never got translated, except this patch.
Must be here waiting for something.
Hey, she's pretty nice from this angle.
Oh, Jonathan, you ladies' man. That guy looks like he's been hospitalized here.
Seems pretty healthy to me. Also, he appears to be wearing a white lab coat. Are you sure?
I know, I thought it might be a doctor.
Look at a nurse. Hello, nurse.
I've been preparing myself for this.
You better believe it.
So apparently Jonathan's going to have a hard time keeping it in his pants.
Well, I mean, you remember you remember what he you remember his experience on the flight over to Beyond the Coast, just talking to the flight attendant the entire time.
Oh, that's true. He liked her moon face. Yeah, I guess the CDI was a little bit more obscure. Anyways, this guy looks like a patient. We should try inquiring at reception ourselves. Let's move several pixels to the left. It's the hospital's information counter. Why don't you try asking about Hojo?
Good idea.
There we go. Now we can approach the receptionist. May we speak with you a moment? Oh boy, Jonathan's going to have a field day with this.
いや、実は
初心の方ですね。こちらのアンケート用紙に症状を詳しくご記入ください。
違うんだ。俺たちはどこも悪くはない。俺たちはビヨンド警察の方なんだが、ちょっと聞きたいことがあるんだ。
警察の方?
Well, Jonathan's less with BCP and more adjacent to BCP.
Well, I mean, he's with somebody from the BCPD. All right, so we can check. Well, we know what Jonathan's going to want to do here.
Look at that ass. I would eat anything off that ass. What the hell, Jonathan?
Ed's even getting on this. Yeah, I'd hit that. I said that out loud, didn't I?
You haven't changed either. Don't fight it, Ed. Go with it.
What do you think of this girl over here?
That's not an ass. I mean, she's pretty cute too.
Oh, that's all she gets.
Nope.
She's cute. I wouldn't mind getting a shot from her.
I wouldn't mind giving her my shot.
And of course, this being this sort of game.
Damn, don't have a clear view.
Oh, yeah, see Miami. Gotta get the butt stream going. Oh!
Stand on toes. This calls for action. Here we go.
Oh.
She kind of shows a lot for a hospital receptionist. That's the uniform you wear here?
This is a BCCH uniform, yes. It's all brand name clothing. The director is big on fashion. She used to be a model before.
She? The director's a woman? This really must be the distant future.
What's more, they're woven with acetate fiber, which is extremely resistant to bacteria. They're part of the hospital's infection control system. There's more to these than meets the eye.
Transformers.
Alright, so what happens if we try to talk to her while standing on our tiptoes?
実は人を探してるんだが、
We still
北条健三という人物だ。徳川製薬のプロパーで、この病院にもよく出入りしているらしいんだが。
He was here on the regs.
徳川製薬の
Tokugawa sales rep.
知らないか。
プロパーの方は関係者用の通用口から出入りしますので。
Ah, so the receptionist would not know anything about it.
そういう件でしたら、当病院の理事長に相談されては。
You should try making eye contact with me.
What can we show here? Ooh, our ID card maybe? Let's show them Policenauts photo. Let's see if they're impressed. That's a really old picture. That's from before I was born.
You know, I was wondering whether or not that would be the initial reaction I would have to looking at an old photo, and I don't know, like if somebody just showed me an old photo and said, "Take a look at this photograph," I don't know that my immediate response would be, this must be before 1980, so...
Let me think.
I don't care about this. This is clearly like, you know, this is clearly from the Nixon administration. I don't...
I'm sorry, I still don't recall seeing anyone like that. He certainly isn't a patient here. Alright, maybe we just need... Well, let's see about showing... Oh no, I pressed back.
Well, you can look at her now. Smart idea putting girls like these out front.
That's not that long ago, Wardenshire.
I think this may turn out to be an opioid crisis simulator. Yes, Team Miami, but I don't think it's not 2017. It's future times, right?
It's like 2517. No, it's not that far in the future. That's why he's on his tiptoes. He wants to check out those. He's trying to see her yams, but he can't see down that far.
Yes, he wants to see what kind of root vegetables she's holding.
This is 1991's 2017. Yeah, it could be retrofuturistic.
I do think that it was a situation where, like, certainly the timeline of this game involves us having, like, sent police to space and having built a space station or something like that by now. Yeah. Although I think this is set ahead of then. Was there a name I could put to this beautiful face?
Are you trying to hit on me?
I'd say I'm succeeding. Destiny's obviously brought us together for some reason we've yet to understand. I'm just trying to get to know you, that's all.
Those lines will get you nowhere, buddy. If you were hospitalized here, I suppose you might get to know me a little then.
So is that a no?
This is a Jonathan line.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I was still reading the sick burns about games that you know, were released before 2000. Would I be treated by nurses as breathtaking as you?
Labatt isn't a hipster beer, although I'm in a town where they make Labatt, so it's considered a don't drink this beer.
It's just the beer that's around.
It's the beer everywhere. Of course, you'd get the very best care. But they wouldn't be indulging in any fantasies of yours, I'm afraid. She'd make sure you got all male nurses. Alright, let's just ask about the director and see where we can go with this.
Where do we go to see the director?
The director can be found in the director's office.
That makes sense. Why do I feel like an idiot?
Can she tell us more about the director?
What's the director like?
She's young and extremely charming. Of course, she used to be a model, so that's to be expected.
She used to be a model, so it's to be expected that she's young.
We all love her here. She's got brains, beauty, and she's famous too.
Where's the director's office?
At the end of Block B here on the first floor. I'll let her know you're coming. If you follow the green line, that'll take you straight there. That's enough of that. We're representing the police here. Alright, let's go back. And now we can see these legs.
Would you look at that? Goddamn, that's hot.
Sure, a little control when we're out. Alright, let's in every menu they're like stop standing on those
murder
tiptoes.
on my calves. Better take a break.
There we go. Alright. Let's go ahead and move to the director's office.
あなたたちが刑事さんね。受付から連絡もらったわ。
あなたがこの病院の理事長？
そうよ。女だとは思わなかった？
If you were, you weren't listening in the last
Yeah,
part.
exactly.
少しホームなまりがあるな。
私は BCCH 理事長のクリス・ゴドウィンです。
Chris Goldwyn.
私は BCP 風紀課のエド・ブラウン。
俺はジョナサン・イングナム OLA で
そうだ、やっぱりそうだわ。どこかで見た
Oh, fan!
Oh, see, this is how we're gonna actually get information.
Policenauts!
どうして？
私よ、覚えてないかしら？一度処女雑誌のカバーを一緒に撮影したでしょ？
Wait, I thought she was
30
young.
年も前だけど。
Wait, it's been 30 years.
あのモデルの
Oh, she was
Yeah,
old.
no, she was a child model, I guess.
そうか。女らしくなって。
あのクリスか？モデルか。受付でも言ってたな。
もうすっかりおばちゃんよ。そうね、あなたたちなの。会えて嬉しいわ。で、どんな要件？
All right, let's check out her photos in the background here. See,
I'll
look at
tell
this
you what's
photograph.
up.
クリスの子供？
それは他人の子供よ。
But I decided, I'm keeping your baby.
悪かった。
We can't, seem a little sad for someone your age.
I was 19 if I remember right.
It's Chris and a teen. She's holding a baby. It's a newborn baby. Not one of those old babies.
I don't even remember his name. Oh, wow. Love him and leave him.
Maybe she was just a model for baby holding.
Check out these new wraps we've got.
Beyonds. It's the cover of a teen magazine from 30 years ago.
Okay, so she's got to be at least 40 then.
Yeah. They got us and the other Policenauts on the front.
Seeing you guys brings back so many memories of one day when we took photos. I was just a kid back then myself.
This was me before I lost everything.
There's Salvador. He always joked around when he did pictures like this. There's Gates. He was Mr. Popular. There's Tokugawa. He never smiles for the camera.
I remember how cute you were, Chris.
Yeah, real cute. I would have been 14
guys,
then, you perverts.
This is not a good line of
Yeah.
Also, was it just Beyond's magazine? Did it just do a regular feature on this thing? Hey, what's this?
It's potpourri. It has a lavender fragrance. I get it sent to me by a friend on home. Go ahead and smell it.
Yeah, it does smell like lavender.
Oh, let's see what... Whoa, watch out.
Whoa, whoa. What are all these papers?
I've got things like my medical license, the hospital's accreditation up there.
Somebody's gonna make an animated GIF if they haven't already of that going back and forth. This place really feels like a director's office.
It's almost
So
like
where's
one
the
of director's
director?
office. These are books on organs transplantation. That's my area of expertise. They're all books about organ transplantation. I wrote a few of them myself. They're really old, though. She wrote them when she was in her 20s. I'm probably the only doctor on the colony who keeps much paper media around.
How could anyone understand this stuff? You're amazing, Chris.
Alright, well, let's get to talking again. Well, let's... Oh!
That's a nice smell. That's the same as that potpourri, isn't it?
Yeah! It's lavender perfume. I just hate the smell of drugs. That's the only reason I wear it. You get about as many people wearing fragrances here as you do smoking cigarettes.
Hey, nothing wrong with either. Lights up. I simply can't get over how beautiful you are, Chris. You've aged like a fine wine.
You're a sweet guy, Jonathan. I must say, you're just as charming as when we shot the photo. And of course, Jonathan's going to be looking at her butt.
You got legs from here to some wonderful place.
Well, I can tell you they're not as nice as they used to be. Certainly nothing compared to any young girl out there. I wish I'd keep them in one place. All right.
Suits you perfect. Oh, come on. I'm sure there are plenty of other places you can creep on with clicks. You've got a fantastic body. Those look absolutely delicious.
Did something break in his brain when he was frozen? Oh. I go to zero G salons. Bloop. And spend time in the 0G ward. So gravity hasn't had its way with me too much. Ooh, you really gotta watch your words around this guy. That's just asking for trouble. What's she got in her hand here?
その手に持っているものは？
マスキートよ。
There's a mosquito in that pouch.
マスキート？
ええ。小型の採血マイクロマシンよ。このマスキート。
It's a micro machine. It's not a nano machine.
Oh, it's just like those cars.
That's right. Their advertisement got talked really fast.
I can tell you more about it if you're interested. Let's get interested in this nano machine.
Let's
micro machine.
get interested and dangerous.
This type of medical micro machine is used on the colony for drawing blood. I can tell you more about it if you're interested. That's why I looked at it again.
We
I gotta
probably
talk
have to
to
do
her.
it from the talk menu.
Jeez.
実は行方不明になったある人物の足取りを追っている北条健三という
王女？聞かないわね。ここの患者なの？
その男、徳川製薬のプロパーなんだ。徳川製薬でこの病院に薬を卸してるって聞いたんだ。
ここの薬関係の担当者を紹介してもらえないか。
ああ、それなら
I guess we have to speak to the pharmacist about pharmaceuticals. Makes sense.
It's the largest hospital on all of Beyond, and there's one pharmacist. This is a photo of Hojo.
I may have met him before, but I'm not sure though. Wow, I remember this photo. That's a Tokugawa ID, right? Alright, so what do we got here? There's Hojo. Apparently she doesn't remember him.
So you don't know anything at all about Hojo. The littlest thing could help.
No, this is the first I've heard of him. I'm sorry. Let's
You could ask again
press
about
the
Hojo.
Hojo thing a little bit.
No.
He would have dealt mainly with the pharmacist when he was here.
Keep
Nope.
asking about Hojo. You never know, Joe.
No, it's already looped.
You have your own pharmacy here?
Beyond has the same medical system you find in Japan, where a doctor can also serve as a pharmacist. When people get their prescription in the hospital, they'll receive their medication from its pharmacy. We have our own pharmacy since there's no separation between prescribing and dispensing in our medical industry. The profit margin for drugs here is astronomical. Doctors rake in extra 20 to 30% by dispensing themselves. Hospitals and drug companies make a killing in this system because the price of drugs for patients is so high.
And because the patients are so high.
On the drugs. One of the reasons Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals has become so successful is because it lobbied for the implementation of the Japanese system on Beyond in the early days of the colony. Plus, there's the fact that people here prefer to take a drug for something even if they don't actually need it. All this has led to overprescription, a high drug profit margin, and a medical industry that benefits doctors and hospitals instead of the patients. Personally, I'm against doing things this way. We should be working on separating the industries like places on home. But as a businesswoman, it's great for us. The hospital wouldn't be where it is today without the system.
Yeah. What about the pharmacist?
Oh yeah, the pharmacist. You mean Jun Ishida. What can you tell me about Ishida? Jun Ishida is an employee of Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals assigned to us here at the hospital. He can be a bit of an odd character, but he gets the job done.
He works for Tokugawa Pharmaceuticals?
We have an important relationship with Tokugawa. A number of their employees work here. We could never just shut them out.
What do you know about Sovereign, Ishida's flagship?
He's a Nisai Beyond. He hasn't really got much of a personality, really. None of them do. I only talk to him when it's work-related.
Oh no, this means he's one of those like green dudes, like the guy that was a total dick to us?
Could be.
Where's the pharmacy located?
Through the door there. The two rooms were originally one. It's a little inconvenient, I know. We split the room up, and that's where we put the pharmacy. The window's out in the hall, of course. You make sure no one steals anything, huh? Hahaha. I guess you could say that. We're planning on moving it soon, since it's been a pain having it like this for so long.
So how did the first Miss Teen Beyond wind up in charge of the colony's biggest hospital?
I quit modeling 20 years ago. My parents were doctors here. But then, they were killed in a spaceplane disaster. That's when I inherited this place. Apparently it's a very privately owned hospital.
I guess so.
I'd gone to
It was a
medical
real mom and pop hospital.
Yeah, and she's really built it up from there. I'd gone to medical school, and this was the only thing they'd left me. I'm always busy with something, whether it's here or somewhere else.
You married Chris?
Nope, never had much time for relationships with work. I've devoted my life to my career. Guys stopped showing any interest in me a long time ago anyway.
I find that very, very hard to believe.
Are you saying you'd be interested?
So, whose child is that in that foot?
Oh, Jonathan doesn't want any baggage.
That's right.
Son of a friend.
You son of a friend.
Before I forget, I don't mind when you say things like that to me, but leave the poor receptionist alone. Okay?
You heard about that already?